This is Ty from LA. Are you still a fan of Kawhi as in Leonard? Yes, I am. He's a longtime Spurs fan, a Duncan Ginobili Parker fan. I have forgiven Kawhi for what he did to those three and my Spurs, but I won't forget. But I have forgiven. He quit his way out of San Antonio. I give him a slight break because he quit on a Popovich, as in Greg, who I tend to quit on just because for so long he bullied media people, and it was just shameful how he treated the people in my profession. And I just got worn out of it. And Pop once said, when Tim Duncan walks out that door, I'll be walking right behind him. And that was a long time ago. And now he has his next potential, Timmy, in Wemby. We'll see how that turns out. But I've given Kawhi a little break, past tense, in hindsight, in retrospect, because he got sick of Pop too. But I do feel sorry for him. He's got creaky knees, arthritic knees, multiple surgeries, never quite right. So far, so good this year. Trust me, because I know a lot of people around Kawhi. I'm close with people who are close with him. Nobody works harder. He doesn't publicize it. He's not a social media button pusher. No, he just quietly behind the scenes works and works and works harder. He's trying to keep his knees just barely above water where he can make it through without, speaking of water, swelling. Make it through this year, make it into the postseason at maybe 80%. But I feel sorry for him because he's now stuck on a team with three other quote-unquote superstars I don't trust. I'm sorry, I just don't. Let's start with Russell Westbrook, the most athletic point guard ever. Plays with the highest energy of maybe any player I can ever remember. But in the end, Russ is a solo act of a stat machine that just can't help himself. He's more interested in starring than winning. He does not have what I call winners' intangibles, which brings me to James Harden. He's as supremely gifted a perimeter scorer as we have ever seen. Maybe not so much now at an advanced age, 34 going on 44, doesn't keep himself in great shape, has to play his way into shape. But this man is an offensive savant, basketball genius right before your very eyes. Extraordinary skill, but coupled with undercut by loser intangibles. James Harden has loser intangibles, cannot be trusted, cannot be counted on when it matters most. When Kawhi needs him the most, he will not be there for Kawhi. Which brings me to Kawhi's running mate, the other wingman, playoff P, Paul George. Another gifted scorer of the basketball at 6 feet 8 inches tall. Not the defender he used to be, neither is Kawhi. Age and attrition and injuries. Any regular season night, such as the other night at Denver, Paul George can just go off. He can get it going the way very few humans have ever gotten it going on a basketball floor. He gets that three-point stroke going, and he's just unguardable. But it comes and it goes more than it comes. And once the postseason rolls around, it just cannot be trusted. He calls himself playoff P in the third person. I think, to try to convince himself he can be that guy when it counts. But that guy knows in his heart of hearts, no, he's not that guy. And so there's Kawhi surrounded by Russ and James and quote unquote playoff P. And Kawhi, who obviously won championships with the Spurs and then going solo in Toronto. I think he knows in his heart of hearts this season ultimately will be doomed. I think he knows in his heart of hearts he will not be back with the Clippers next year. I hope you enjoyed that video. You ready for more? Make sure you click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from the Skip Bayless Show. And don't forget to check out the full episode of the show wherever you get your podcasts by clicking the link in the description.